everybody, and welcome back. Welcome to Chapter 3 of the Rising Legends. I, of course, am your kindest but beloved overlord and really god extraordinaire, with me and joined by the flyer, Flutter guy 98.
Corin! 満を持して
Our Spirit King Hiiro.
I don't know. I was trying to think of something different to say this time, but I didn't know what the fuck I'm trying to say right now.
Our Crimson and via the Cody Crimson.
Second Avenue. I was just borrowing that potion of healing.
Our Goblin slaying goblins and Sentaifan.
Who's ready to kick some ass and look good doing it?
And of course
how good can you look?
we of course are joined by our wonderful DM Markus.
Woo!
That would be me. And Happy New Year, everybody. I hope everyone had a good Christmas, good New Year's. We are ready to move on to Chapter 3 with a little bit of maintenance stuff to wrap up, kind of transitioning, I guess, to the next chapter today.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
So when we left off, you were leaving the remains of what was a mansion, and ended up being a living portal to the nether realms, and which you defeated the heart of and left, having saved, two of the guests at least.
Yeah.
It wasn't a total loss. You didn't, not knowing what you're getting into when you got there, it wasn't a thing to be expected. So, So you got out. The brothers followed you, of course, back to town and alerted the authorities on what had happened and vouched for your involvement and et cetera, et cetera. Got you up a night, and the brothers paid for a night for you guys in the inn where you're at, so you didn't have to worry about that. But they were very thankful for getting out alive, considering the alternative and the fates of their fellow party goers. And it is the next morning. Customary, to wake up and everyone meets at the tavern. You do notice some things. There's a little bit of it looks like there's been some folks kind of traveling through. There's some like mercantile tents and stuff in the main square of the town. And one of the things you notice is a small tarot card stand. It's inside a tent. You see a thing that's like, Fortune's red. And see, Hiiro, do you want to describe the person that you can see inside the tent and take that from there as far as role playing this person?
Well, more or less, I'm going to have him pretty much he walks out of the tent just to see if anybody's nearby, kind of thing. But what you see walk out of the tent is about a. Let me look at my other. Let me look at something else real fast. You see maybe like a good 5'10" tiefling, like purple, the normal, like the normal-ish skinny tee for a tiefling, walk out and just. Let me try to. I gotta think about how to describe this a bit better. But in what you would see normal the kind of mercantile-ish clothing, but a bit more pizzazz thrown on top of it, so it's more purples, some more brighter colors to make him stand out a bit more than the normal merchant.
Okay.
I do not have a picture of this character. Could you provide me with one for our audience?
I can. One moment.
Oh yeah, he should have one.
I just gotta find it.
Okay, I see somebody walk out of a tent. I immediately reach for the contract in case he tries to join the party. He needs to know what
It's
he's
just-
going to get into before he joins us. This party is fucking insane.
looks down, and then smacks his hand. No.
Who did
All
that?
right.
Ah, thank you.
Ah,
Ooh.
There we
I
go.
see it down. Ah, okay.
That's basically. Like you can obviously see that he's been around a bunch of places, that he at least has some form of. He looks like he's done well for himself for a while.
Right?
Does the party approach, or does he approach the party?
Whichever they want to do, because Crest is going to be sticking back because he doesn't really care either way what happens here, right?
Right.
Giving
I
them the choice.
I go into the tent.
A purple skin
Ending
and
it.
a purple skinned tiefling. You're hoping that he doesn't know an acquaintance of mine.
Cheers. You have anything bad to say about our dear friend Amir?
No, 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 no. What?
Then
Before-
why are you making
be-
such a remark?
Before I started traveling with all of you, even before I got my emotions, I had an encounter with a tiefling bard. We came across a group of bandits in the forest, and we agreed to form a temporary alliance to take what they stole and give it back to the people. But he double-crossed me, and got away with the wagon and all the money.
I need to meet this person. He
Him
deserves a bit of
poking
respect from
his
me.
head out of the. What was that?
I just said I need to really meet this person. Gears sounds like a nice guy. I think I'd get a bit of time with him.
No.
No, please, no. Oh, I don't want to have to deal with a headache like him.
So
No, we've seemed to have lost our little goblin friend. Where has he went?
I mean, pretty much him.
Yes.
Rex, did you put the leash on him again? No, you didn't. Well done. Now he's wandered off.
Angus, where have you gone off?
Chris
He's like-
putting at the tent. You do know he went in the tent, right? Like I really saw him walk in there. I did nothing because no one else wanted to say shit.
I was talking with Gears, so I didn't see him go in.
I just let him go because I knew, like, if he got his ass kicked, it was his own fault.
Of course, if I did get my ass kicked, you have heard a whole lot of goblin-esque swearing.
You would have heard like 3 different ways of the goblin saying "fuck."
Duly noted.
Yes.
Crest at this point just walking into the tent as well because he knows like that if Angus walked in, the stupid one, he knew like, okay, I'll go babysit him, I guess.
Let us follow Crest, my dear friends.
Let's.
Falls behind, currently still eating leftovers from breakfast.
Oh, so you're having a second breakfast.
No. No,
Regular
this is,
breakfast.
no, this is breakfast. Second breakfast is in an hour, then luncheon.
Oh my god. Ugh.
Anyway,
Oh boy. But the tiefling at this point, as I'll do a little bit of obviously a little bit inside of here for describing wise, because well, it is his tent that he won't be in for much longer, anyways. As
Right.
it just obviously the inside of the tent looks exactly like kind of what you would expect from a tarot card stand. Dim lighting, oddly crystal ball in the center of the table for really no reason other than just because, fuck it, why not? As he is also shuffling a thin-ish deck of cards, just to get ready for any potential people that might want to, have a little bit of
Reading.
something read, potentially.
Mhm.
You see Angus
So-
like look over at all the like different trinkets.
Angus,
We-
refrain.
We are
refrain from.
we are not here to buy anything.
Yes.
Believe me, if I had anything to sell, it would definitely be anything that wasn't breakable. Because
Understood.
the thing, that enigma right there, looks like he would break everything.
Define breaking, because we've broke things that you really probably shouldn't break.
Oh God. Like
Yeah,
what?
my name is Nix. This is our contract. If you read this, you'll notice that a lot of bad things seem to follow us wherever we go, so it's your best bet to get out of here before our bad luck comes up. It happens a lot.
But at this point, he does as soon as I would just for a bit of clarification, for at least for Kai's point of view, who was the last person to walk in? Of everything else?
Probably me, because I was still gnawing on my breakfast.
Okay. And pretty much as soon as Nick's fully introduced himself, Kai pulls out both the let me see here. Let me look at some stuff. It's gonna take me a couple seconds because I need to figure out how I want these what two things I'm pulling out here.
I think I'm noticing feedback on my end, but
As he as Kai pulls out both the death,
we're gonna fix it.
the death in the reverse position and the, let me see here, and where is it? And as he pulls out both death in reverse and strength in the upright position.
So you are of the arcanic variety.
Well, I am. I won't deny that, but I'm not exactly what people expect to see out of someone who knows the arcane arts.
Such as
As soon as Gear says that, Kai misty steps right behind him.
What?
Like this.
How?
Oh my!
How did
Meanwhile, Nix just appears in magic.
Jab your way down.
Nix goes over to the goblin and goes, "You want to
Also,
go back in the
Sensei,
pen?
what's that a
You
reference
want to go back in
to?
the pen?"
What were you?
Well,
Were you brought up in vocal?
Yeah, I know exactly. The thing that he referenced there is the exact reason why I wanted Kai to do what he did at the start.
because
Ah.
Francis the Frog.
Yep.
Because
I knew
Anyway.
exactly where you were going as soon as you mentioned tarot.
Oh hell yeah! And there's a specific reason why he pulled out. So, if you as Kai looks back at the two cards as he walks back over to the table, looking at the two cards, looking back at Nyx, because even though he hadn't met Nyx, him pulling out both the death and the strength cards the way he did actually do signify Nyx a little too well, specifically with the positions he put them in.
Rather interesting.
So,
Because
Mitch,
yeah.
what can we do you for? I mean, you're gonna do some fortune telling. How much do you cost?
Oh, I don't charge much of it. I don't really charge much of anything. It's just for something else it's something else I do on the side that I charge for. This is just a hobby that I do.
Ah.
All right then. Try doing the tarot card reading for each of us.
Okay. Though standard wise, how this would work normally you'd pick the cards yourself, but I'm just gonna mostly this is for the gala thing. I'm gonna mostly just kind of do it based on personalities, basically.
All right.
Okay, so let's see here. Starting with specifically. Yeah. Okay. As Kai looks at, let's see here. He's not gonna. I'm also gonna say that he's not gonna do Crest because obviously, too much of an enigma to read, to be honest.
Understandable.
He sits down behind his table, pointing at specifically. He points at Gears first, pulling out both the Justice and the Emperor, the not the Emperor, the Justice and the Hierophant cards, both in the upright position.
Ooh.
Which, just to say at least one of the things, basically, at least for fairness and tradition, which, as everyone else knows, is what mostly is one of the many things Gears stands for.
Right.
Now he goes to actually look at Gears and is like, but there is something else here.
What do you mean?
As he pulls out the Emperor card in the reverse position to signify he knows something that he has not been told yet. You have someone in your life that used to have some stability and power, but has recently gone to the more chaos variety of things. Am I wrong?
You are not. Impressive.
He then sweeps his hand across the table, picking up all three of the cards with little to no effort. Looking at, let's see here. As he then points at, let me think. Oh God!
No.
Oh dear God!
Bad.
Okay, ooh. Okay. As he then points to, let's see here. I think I'll go a little bit down the line with this. So I'm going to go with probably Nyx next, since that's who I started with to begin with, but this is going to be a different version of the reading. He pulls out both. Actually, he pulls out both the Sun and Moon cards in an upright position. As then he looks Nyx in the eyes and he says, "There's many things about you that even the people here don't know, as well as you've gone through something like this many times before, if I'm not wrong."
I guess you could say I've tempted fate on multiple occasions. Yet,
Let's see here. Okay, I have two
my
more.
business is my business, and I ask you not to pry. But sometimes knowing is the greatest curse of all.
You know what? As he then, without even paying any mind to it, he pulls out both the magician and high priestess as he looks at Rex.
Ah.
With the magician in the upright and the high priestess in reverse.
Ooh.
Even though you might be very, very strong in ways people aren't aware of, there are many a thing that you have not fully told everybody. If I'm not reading into this wrong.
No, you are not.
Okay, let me. Now I gotta find one for the walking enigma. Shit, this one's gonna actually take me a little bit. You know what? Cherry workers. You know, yeah. When he looks at when he goes to look at Angus, he only pulls out the chariot in the upright position. Only that card.
Huh.
You're a very hard one to get a reading on. This is all I could get. But I will say though that with this at least that you've changed your life in ways that you didn't even know you could do originally. Obviously, Kai standing back up at that point and saying, as he looks Crest directly in the eyes, saying, "There's something you want to tell them, isn't there?"
Huh?
Crest is looking at him like, "Damn, you like, I know you're a fortune teller, but damn, you really are reading everybody like a book." Well, you all know about the groves that you found me at, right?
The ones that were attacked by
Yes.
Hith. Why?
There are many more around the world, and well, I feel that not to say that there's anything wrong with being in the party here. It's I feel like I should probably explore the world and try to see if I can find these.
Understood.
Find the what? Sorry, he cut out.
Find
Yeah,
the
the grove.
groves.
The druid groves.
Yeah, the grove that other groves that he basically like other groves like the one he was at basically and such.
He has to find his other grooves.
No.
No.
But at that point, Crest takes off a bunch of it, the items that not just like the bunch of the magic items. He has hands, both the let me see which two he has. Hands Kai the Pearl of Power and the Ring of Spellstoring because he knows what Kai was going to say next about wanting to join. So he's like, look, if anybody can read people here like a book and knows what they're doing, then you should probably take my place. And then Crest hands I think it's the Ring of Leaping, and I forget what the other one was. The other two things to Nemia, who will pretty much be going with him, I guess, for the time being or something like that. I don't know. Just depends on what happens here. Just he hands the Ring of Leaping and the other other magic item she that's on her sheet. I forget what it is, but hands her those things.
So wait, it's okay if Crest hands the stuff over to me and needs to keep. If she's coming back, needs to keep her magic items on her.
No, I'm saying he's giving Crest was giving some of the because there's some things that I added to her sheet magic item wise. Those are the things that he was giving her basically.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, And he
All
obviously also hands Kai most of his gold to say, here you go. Because, yeah, except for like a little bit that he keeps for himself. Because, yeah. There we go.
So as the group of you emerge from the tent, you see a human man that you recognize approaching. He's been scanning up and down the square, obviously looking for something, and sees you and approaches the group. It's the steward from the Baron Stewart that he's been dealing with you and had been dealing with you in town, and he kind of comes up looking very he's got a very distressed look on his face, and he comes up to you and he says, I want you to know I heard what happened. He goes, the brothers explained to me, and the news is spreading around about the Baron. I want you to know that although I've been serving him for years, I had no idea what he was and what he was doing. I feel horrible about my part in this. To make it up to you, I have potentially a job. It should be very easy. It's really just to deliver some documents, but it is quite a trek. The Baron's estate, what's left of it anyway, had business dealings all over, and there is a town far to the north of here. You will have to go, and you would need to go back from where you came and take the long road past the Sunless Citadel North, and eventually you will come to one of the 10 towns of Icewind Dale called Bryn Shander, and that is spelled. So if anyone is taking notes, the town you're heading to is, or he's wanting you to go to, is named this.
Okay.
If he said, if and he pulls out a fairly large, uh, like he whips off like a backpack he has, and he pulls out actually several large packs of coin pouches, and he says, this is all told 500 gold. Your trek is going to take you probably a good 3 weeks to get there. It is up in the frozen north. But if you can take these, and he holds out another pouch of school like document folders, leather bound with a, that's got the little rope that seals it up. He says, if you'll
Right.
take this, and take this to the barkeep that you will find in the town. He's at the North Look Inn. Explain to him that you are bringing this to him from Baron Althon's estate. There's information in here on how to close out business dealings, who to contact to change services and goods that the Baron was providing with other providers in the town. We just don't want to lose the trade we've had. This will have all the information and who he would need to contact. If you're willing to do that, this 500 gold is yours. As a show of good faith, I actually will pay you up front. You're not expected to come back in return. I would just expect, knowing the goodness of this group and what you've done for this town, that that the deed will be done if you accept the coin for it. What say you?
Cresta still stepping forward because at this point he's still kind of taking a little control for his final little bit of thing. Believe me, the group of people you see here, because I am personally going to be taking my leave for other purposes, they will be able to take care of this very well, in fact.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So just a simple document delivery mission. Looks at Angus. If you crash anywhere up to this northern place, I will personally show you what it is to be shish kebabbed. Also, turning to our new party member. Okay, sit down, my friend. I need to make you sure you know the details of the contract. By joining this group, you are putting your life at very high risk. Our group is known to have lots of things bad happen to it, and don't worry, we have a paladin and a bard, so health care is provided.
So,
We
So-
do offer a small dental plan. Don't worry, it doesn't usually come up. It does mean, though, it usually just covers lost teeth in fights. Just sign on the
Kai-
three
Kai's
dotted
eyes-
lines and we'll be on our
Kai's
way
eyes
to
are
dealing.
slowly narrowing as Nix is saying this more and more. It's like, as he actually reads it over, I'm not signing this. It says that it's signed over all my gold. I'm not signing
What?
that to sign over all my gold and my life is yours. No, I'm not signing it.
No. If you read it, that is just the insurance policy just in case you die, so your money goes back to your loved ones.
I mean, I don't have any, like, all my family's dead, so I'm not signing
Okay,
this.
so then it can go to charity of your choice.
I have nothing to go back to. I'm not signing this shit.
Please disregard his bad attempts at comedy. It's a thing he does.
Yes, it is.
Who said I was being comedic? I'm just making sure this guy knows what he's getting into. I'm being
Was
a
all-
nice, caring party member. Also,
With all
my God, it's nearly time for 11sies.
with
I
all
can
due
get my
with all due
snacks.
respect, Hicks, if you were the one in charge of this party or in charge of things such as our personal relations to people, we'd probably be pariahs by this point.
Also, I
And,
recommend that we pack up our stuff and go before any ill will befalls this town, because they've been kind to us, and I don't want this town blowing up.
as Crest just goes like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go now because I don't want this town blowing up, and I don't want to have this town blow up with me anywhere near it. Thanks. So bye.
So, if we're going up to the north, we're going to need warmer clothes. Gears is fine because he doesn't feel anything, he's made of steel.
I knew it.
You do realize there is a possibility certain parts of my body could freeze, right?
Yes, but as long as we keep you well lubricated, you're fine.
Nope.
For the last time, I am a I'm not a robot. I'm a warforged.
You're essentially a robot. You've got some
But,
organic parts,
as
yes, but they're not likely to freeze over.
So sorry to cut the both of them off though, but as those two are arguing, Kai kind of aims it right above, like right beside, right like lined up at the shoulder. Just lines up an Eldritch Blast and just shoots it right past the shoulders.
So you do know that you're going to have to go back. When he said you're going to have to go back, so you'll have to travel back towards Oakhurst. The path north actually is going to take you up the long road, which, if you remember, the long road a few days north of Oakhurst actually took you. That's where the Sunless Citadel was. So you have to continue past that, and that road eventually. It's why they call it the long road, because it's a long road. Eventually takes you up to the town of Bryn.
Shander.
Shander.
Yeah.
Shander. So, and if you wish, in Oakhurst, you could gear up, because of they've got some warm clothing here, but if you want some to gear up with some, and you can actually, it would be negligible cost for winter clothing. We can assume that when you stop through the that town that you can gear up and get some stuff for winter clothing.
Get some better gear, potentially get some better stuff for like our weapons, maybe too. Even.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just thinking of more putting some warmer padding in the leather armor just so my character's blood doesn't freeze over.
Yep. And you could also and yeah, I will say he will they're pretty thankful for you in this town because you save them from a lot of stuff. They will hook you up with to keep, to not return. They will hook you up with a wagon, basically a covered wagon, and a small team of 4 horses to draw the wagon.
So basically, we got to go to the Baron place. We're getting to keep
So-
stuff like that.
Yeah, so what you're gonna, when you get to Oakhurst, you would want to do a little more like maybe winterizing of the wagon, but that's a negligible cost too. So you do go back and notice that Mia did not join you guys out, and just a quick narrative thing. She gets the information on where you guys are headed, and explains that she has some business to take care of that she has to kind of resolve before she can focus on anything else. A little bit of mysterious way, but
Yeah, understand.
she says, I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but thank you for the adventure. It was a great party.
Go
Yeah,
bye.
it's a great party. We almost died, but she bids you see you later, basically, and takes off on her own. As far as character sheets, guys, if you haven't already, you can long rest it. Go ahead and put your obviously you've had will have had more than a few long rests. The trek from Oakhurst to Bryn Shander is fairly uneventful. The only thing, one thing you do notice about halfway into your trek up there, is you do notice a very interesting rock formation, and I'll show you. And that's that right there.
Just going to say, before we would have left
God.
Blasingdell,
So,
I believe,
Yes.
I would have said to... Funny, I would have said to Angus, look, this cart is going to be our home for the next couple of weeks, so if you crash it...
Don't worry.
And
as we're initial D'ing down this long road.
Gears can summon a mount and ride on his own if you wanted to, not have to even worry about being in the cart, in the wagon.
Which is exactly what I will do. Ooh.
Okay.
Thank God I don't have to sleep.
Same.
Yeah, I think I don't sleep because I probably wouldn't be able to get any with Angus driving.
Oh,
What the-
they're
what?
adding they're
Wrong
they're
one.
adding spell save DC to all of the even if it doesn't need it, to all the spell descriptions.
Huh.
That's interesting. Yep. So let me a little bit of information, and you guys would be aware of this. Bryn Shander is one of 10 towns in the north that are kind of here we go. Where is my picture here? Here we go. I'll go ahead and give you this to look at in without uploading it, because this is really
This car crashed.
Oof.
Man.
so.
Uh-oh.
This is a map of 10 towns of the north. And that caravan trail you see coming up is the long road. So you'll be approaching Bryn Shander from the south west. And when you approach, the gate is fairly wide open. There's guards, but it looks like passage in and out is fairly they're not. No one's stopping anybody. No one's. It looks like the town is pretty open to trade, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
And as you are approaching, there is a let's see, you see a dwarf that's there, and she waves to you guys as you're coming in, and she's directs you. Said, "Welcome to Bryn Chandler." She starts going through like this basically this spiel of like, if you're going here, this is this way, and she gives you and if you're looking for lodging, the Northlook Inn, and she gives you directions to where that's at in town. So I'm assuming you need a place to stay, that you're going to head first to the Northlook Inn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would be my assumption. If you wish to, there's other things in Bryn Shander. There's there's outer gates. Trying to find you a actual good picture of the town itself without all my labels on it. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
I'm just, as soon as you said Icewind
hand on the
Dale,
map,
I
yeah.
immediately started having flashbacks. Icewind Dale. No. I hate the cold.
I sense you have history with this area, Nix.
I may have had a few trips to the north, dear Rex, and may I tell you, when you come up here without warm clothing, you don't usually leave intact.
Would you please go out? Are you in the middle?
I understand. I understand that.
No.
Sorry about that, guys.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Fine.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Anyway,
Here we go. So here's this is a fairly decent map of the town. And you know what? I'm gonna actually pop this into. I'm gonna create a handout. That way, you guys actually have it.
Yeah,
that's probably a better, because and we can label. I can label stuff for you as you kind of learn more about what's where. So, oh yeah, that's a nice one. And that's fairly labeled on the different thing. All right, just give me a moment. I'll upload this and put it in the handout real quick.
All right, be right back.
And
So,
I can move you guys actually in a moment to the to the inn.
The inn map that we've used, I think, how many times now?
Nope, it's a different inn. So
It's a different inn this time.
it is. It's not the Oakhurst Inn that looks the same as the other inns. All the inns look the same in my world. They're exactly the same floor plan.
The worst part, it's the exact
If
same
the
people
inns are
too.
run as a conjoined business and they represent an organisation within a guild, then of course there'd be standardised buildings throughout the land.
No, but
like
I
a
mean, like
franchise.
everyone's the exact same. Somehow they somehow shift locations with no warning.
Keeps you on your toes.
All right. One moment. This is actually a. Ooh, God, that's gigantic. That's why it's not. That's why it's not uploading. It is a. Oh no, it did finally. Wow. Okay. About to give it to y'all. This is a
God.
giant. This is a giant map. Hope it sizes correctly. It is in your journals now. Oh, that actually is really good when you click the zoom. It's perfect.
Ah.
Oh,
There you go. So it's a walled city. You guys are approaching from that southwest gate. The location of the. Let's see here.
why do I feel like I've played in the city before? It's a different campaign completely. This feels weird.
Hi.
I believe this has been around a while. I think this actual
Well-
city. If you played previous incarnations of D&D, I think it's been around since 3.5. I think the town itself has.
I definitely played through this stuff where this obviously things aren't going to be in the same location because, yeah.
So if you're looking at the map, then the Northlook Inn is going to be 13.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. All the way up, almost to the north gate. So you basically go through the town square and then turn north towards the north gate. And obviously, the name of the inn is the Northlook Inn. And let's switch you over. Here
So
we
as
go.
we're going through the town next, is just jotting down. Alright, alleyway there, house there. Place. Isn't very fancy and
Gotta wait for the old load. Oh, there we go.
slightly waiting for it to load in.
Ew.
Just gotta zoom out a little bit. It's a big map. Actually, it's actually decently. It's pretty big.
There we go. So
There we are.
slightly.
And it's a real nice inn. You guys step in. There's actually, as are a lot of buildings, especially the commercial ones you'll see. There's actually like a foyer between like where you go in and where you actually enter the building proper, and that's just to keep the heat in. You'll notice that it's this building is built like most of them are, where they're fairly insulated. There's stonework outside of a wooden frame. There's a major like fireplace in the center of the main tavern area. Customers milling about. It's about midday by the time you arrive, and you do see a bartender behind the bar, as if the person you were told to potentially the person you were told to speak to.
So I'm going to go up to the bar.
Trying to find where we are. Ah, there we are.
You're in the upper right.
Behind.
Yeah, I found it.
I would be holding on to that stuff. The thing at the point. Going up to them as well.
He says, "What can I? You approach. What can I get for you, travelers?"
Your
At this
hottest
point,
drink
I've seen pulls
imaginable,
up.
please, because I'm freezing.
Yes, I have just the thing, and he turns around and he starts he reaches over. There's a pot of something that's actually on the like a little stove over here that's you can see it bubbling and it's got a lid on it and everything. So he pours that into a big heavy mug and hands it to you. He goes, "Strong and hot." He puts it in front of you, and you can, as you lean over it, you can almost So yeah, you can almost see the tendrils of like alcohol that are like floating off this thing. It's an obviously very strong drink, but it's also warm. So he's almost looks at you like he's heard that request before about alcohol and it needing to be real strong. So he hands you the drink.
So, how much would that be, sir?
Oh, that's we'll call that 5 copper.
Slaves and 5 copper. I thank you.
Yeah, no problem. He slides it back
Oh,
off.
oh,
And for you, my tiefling friend.
Well, instead of him actually ordering anything, he pulls out the, I believe it was, like if it's a manila type envelope, he
It
said
was a big, like a thick, like a leather document pouch, but it was a thick. It had,
Right.
and so he goes, okay, what's this?
We were told by a steward back in, I forget the town's name, but
Blasingdell.
yeah, Blasingdell, to come here. I think it was to you or something.
yes. Next intervenes. We are envoys of the Alphon estate. We are here to deliver these documents about business deals that were going on in the area.
Oh, he goes, oh, yes, that would be me. And actually, and he goes, thank you. Do I need to sign anything? Is this just
Uh, Don't
Nope,
think
it's a
so,
delivery.
but
okay? He says thank you. He opens. He like moves over to like the end of the bar and opens it up and looks and starts reading. Pulls out like there's like a letter like in the top of this pouch, and he goes, oh my, oh my. Um, uh, okay, and he pulls out and there's like several like smaller pouches that are in there, and he says, I will make sure these get distributed. The Baron had dealings with multiple groups in this town, and I was the point of contact to keep that unified. Thank you very much. This is a shock. I have been dealing with the Baron's estate for years, and the Baron's personally been here more than a few times. No one would have ever known he was the into what he was into. He seemed to be a decent fellow to me. But we appreciate your do your friends want to stop skulking by the door and maybe
yeah,
take a
lads,
seat?
come down. This stuff is actually quite nice. I'm nice and warmed up now
My
after
mistake.
spending 3 weeks
My
in that
mistake.
park.
And
My mistake.
looking at the barkeep saying, but from what I've heard about the Baron, he was studying a very specific set of arts, and I'll say though that not everyone was studying it the way he did.
Understood. And he actually reaches back where he had he took your copper, Nix, and he slides it back over to you. He goes, I didn't know you were here on business, folks. Because, within reason, round of drinks and food to warm your belly is on me. I appreciate this, and this will. I'm sure between myself and the other business owners, we can spare you some food and drink for your travels.
Well, thank you.
So
What is your name, by
Very
any
much,
chance?
very much appreciated.
So I gotta say, so are we working on a voice for Rex?
Yes.
I don't mind. I actually like it. I'm just I've noticed it and I thought it was pretty cool. So
It's supposed Scottish and British half of the time.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's a little different, but I don't mind it.
It's Elvish.
Most of
Yeah.
most of the players will understand the inspiration that I'm getting.
Oh, no.
I will inform them after, but after we're done.
I do believe we have been improper with our greetings. My name is Nix, and these lovely fellows are our little adventuring group. Please introduce yourselves. We do not want to be rude to our host. I'm gonna go sit by the fire.
Of course.
Nice and warm.
Of course. I am Gears.
I am Rex.
I mean, I guess in a way I'm the de facto leader because the old guy kind of gave it to me. I'm kind, well, as you can see, yeah, I got roped into this.
He says, "Well, I'm
You
pleased."
make it sound like we kidnapped you. We did not.
He
He
goes,
did not. I'm just saying it's his fault.
and how about you, short stack?
You famous.
And he like and he smiles. He's actually seems to be. I mean, the town's got a lot of. You've obviously seen. There's a lot of humans. There's one tiefling in the room, just kind of keeping himself. But there's a lot of humans in this town. The mix of other races. You've seen a few, but it's definitely predominantly human. But he seems to be very friendly and open, and not really at all taken aback by the variety of your group, basically. So he reaches out and reaches down, kind of shakes your hand, and says, "Pleasure to meet you, my little goblin friend." He says, "I am Garyon Gager." That's the name for you guys if anyone's taking notes. He says, "This is my establishment. I cater to all travelers, and I am extremely pleased to make your acquaintance."
Why, thank you, Mr. Gager.
As
Now,
we
I do,
are. As
do
are
believe
we.
the bot, the elf, tiefling, and robot will be having alcohol, and the goblin will be having dilutant juice since he's still a little kiddie.
I thought you were about to have a joke. A tiefling, a warforged, and a revived walk into a bar.
Yeah, and I ducked.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, we were told by the steward that after delivering these documents, we'll probably be here for a while. Is there anything you know that's going on in the town that could be of use to an adventuring party like us?
He says it's been fairly quiet. I mean, there's not been a whole lot going on as far as I mean, there may be something I noticed there wasn't anything out now, but there may be something that gets posted on the town board, of jobs out by the city hall, but I haven't seen anything recently that really would be of interest to a party such as yourself. And he starts thinking about it, and about as he's pondering, and the door the door bursts open, and in comes where's my named NPCs? One moment, please.
No rush.
So the Kool-Aid man just ran through the door.
Oh yeah.
No, it's
There we
Emperor
go.
Hiiro.
In comes this gentleman here. He comes running in, yelling, "They're attacking! They're attacking!
What are attacking, good sir?
The giants are attacking. There's giants attacking the south gate."
Oh
Wait.
boy.
Walled City
Giants,
giants
you say?
my god, Walled City, giants attacking.
Oh my god.
Anyone?
I know what you're getting at.
So he says, anyone that can help. They're gonna break through the walls. They're gonna break through the gate. He runs away.
Guess
Oh,
we go and
let's go.
help.
Let me
We
just.
should.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Where's
Yes.
where the-
Said to reopen the game since the tab crashed.
And when you look out, when you go out, the mood of this town has changed. Obviously, something's amiss. You see as you start heading south, obviously towards the south gate. You see the square that you went through earlier that had was bustling with people. There's pedestrians that are like leaving the square with and going into their homes. You see guards with with spears and obviously you got their game faces on, are moving towards the gate. As you get close to the gate, you hear a booming voice say, "Surrender Artis Cimber or die."
Well, that can't be good.
That
That's
doesn't sound good at all.
that's the name that's Artis Cimber.
Artists.
Excuse me, booming voice in the sky. We're new here. Who the hell is that?
Yeah, we don't
That was coming from beyond the south gate, and I know it's short, but that's where we're going to cut off because we have a big fight that's going to start
Oh, God.
next week.
Cool.
All right.
You're approaching the south gate. It'll be cool to see. I would prefer it be a surprise when you get there. And here is another odd thing about next week, and I'm going to let you know this and one other thing before we actually officially call it. So part of this defending the town scenario that we're about to do, it's a tough fight. There are named NPCs that are going to assist each of you, and I will go ahead and assign them to you. I'll make sure it's done by tomorrow. So if you guys want to go look, you can look and see who you've got.
Right.
Each of you will have an NPC. In addition to your character, you'll have an NPC in your journal that will have information on what they are, who they are, what they do. You will be controlling them as well in the fight to defend the southwest gate of Bryn Chandler.
Cool.
So,
we'll all have 2 character sheets open.
You will.
But
For this fight coming up.
At least until one of them gets just.
Yeah. Now
Well,
we know
hope
how
not.
you feel most of the time, Hiiro.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. But and here's another thing, because I know Flutter asked about XP. We are moving from and this is probably a good thing as you get higher level, because the XP to move each level gets more and more. We're moving from an XP based leveling concept to milestoning.
Cool.
So okay, so at least somebody knows what that is.
Yeah,
Which means there are certain milestones in the story which I will say, okay, you are now level blah.
Yeah, because
So go ahead.
Because in any of the homebrew or Adventure League ventures my dad would run, he would use that.
Yeah, I like early on because it's a lot quicker to move up at your lower levels and it's not that big a deal and what have you. But this adventure specifically has to guide the DM to what's appropriate for the game. Milestoning and leveling suggestions. So I'm going to be using those. That being said, level 6 is going to come fairly quickly.
Cool.
So I know everyone will be happy about grabbing the next level.
But
we are moving. So we're not having more about XP. So you keep your XP where it is. I know there would have been a little XP gained from the last one, but honestly, it wouldn't have been enough to level you yet. And since we're milestoning, you will just put when we milestone up to a level, you'll change your level and you can put your XP to like the bottom of that. If you want to actually put XP down, you can put it down to the bottom of that level.
So, like, for example, when we go to level 6, we'd basically just put like
Just
you'd
the
put
first,
40.
yeah, just the first XP number for that level, like where you would hit it. So, but we're not going to track it per game. It's going to be easier for you guys and me.
Yeah.
And I benefit from the fact that this module lets you
that.
prompts you on that. Yeah. So, anyway, that said, that's where we're at. We're in the town. We're ready to start the first big thing in this. And I did the 500 gold pieces because that's 100 each. So you guys should be able to put that in your thing.
Okay,
That's
so
that
that's
was
1609 for me.
that was a good number. And yeah, that's it. I know this was a shorter night, but it was a transition night to get us moving over, and
Yeah.
I think we're good to go. So
Right.
back at it next week.
Cool.
All right.
All right. So that's gonna do it for this new chapter around the Rise in Legend. And it is time for the sign off.
I have been your one point flyer, Player 98, saying Sauron Flyer.
And your Spirit King Hiiro, and oh boy, giants! Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty.
So yeah, I've got nothing for this end bit because I'm just got the Attack with Titan theme stuck in my head.
Oh, good lord.
Not surprised, given given the observation that you made in the parallel
Yeah.
earlier.
Oh, this is gonna be so much fun next week.
Oh yeah, I know.
Alright, my turn.
Yeah.
I've been here at your Goblin Sentaifan 100, and I may have to change my title from Goblin Slang to Giant Slang.
Yeah.
And I, of course, have been a kind of beloved overlord of Riddle Guys Ordinary DLBot 2016, reminding you that I'm just a passing through Utoku fan. Remember that? And, what otherwise, people, when you're traveling up north, apparently watch out for giants, because apparently that's more of a common thing than you might, I think.
Don't forget the other thing. You know what else we have? You know who else has to, because of
last session.
Don't forget the interesting rock formation.
That's why I haven't said anything else. I'm waiting for him to.
Ah.
And our DM Markus, of course, says.
Good night. Good job, folks. I'll most likely kill you next week. With
You might
giants.
That's the worst part. You might
With giants.
Fee,
And
fi, fo,
who?
fum, indeed.
Who is Artisember? Why do they want him? What the hell's going on? We'll find out next week. Well, we may. You'll find out some stuff next week.
Same D&D time, same D&D channel.
Absolutely.
Right.
Basically.
Yep.
All right, guys. Take care.
Later.
Later. Sentaifan before we could. Oh, we're not. Well, that's gonna do it for Rising Legends and first episode for Chapter 3. Tune in tomorrow, folks, because we are continuing our look at the absolute conspiracy, and we are going to look at
with episode 7, our first episode of Chapter 3,
and Guide
enough.
and 1 with Baron and Zangetsu.
Yep.
Who? Also, people, a reminder. Let me actually check the view count of the video. Holy shit.
What?
Flutter. We did it.
No way!
It came a lot sooner than we thought.
No way!
Yes way. Well.
So let me check. Okay, so let's see here. It only took a day.
Yeah. So because of that, people expect because of the fact that our decade musical riff reached 1,000 views, expect a riff of All Riders versus Die Shocker or Sue. Who knows? We might be able to get Silver or back one last time to join us. Yes. And who knows? We might also be joined by someone else other than Silver. Or we never know. Anyway, have a good night, folks. Take care. We will see you all next time. I'm also. Oh, if you're going out, make sure to wear a mask. Wash your hands. Practice social distancing. And don't be a Karen or a Chad. No one likes it.
No.
Anyway, have a good night, folks. We'll see you all next time. Bye.